Hello everybody, welcome to the late start of the first game of the semifinals in our playoffs. We had the Fireballs and the Monsters advancing from the opening rounds. The Eggs, as the higher seed, opted to choose the Fireballs, who are the 4th seed, which means the Muscles, the 2nd seed, will be playing up against the Monsters, who are the 3rd seed. In this matchup, we had, for map bans, we had the Eggs opting to be Team B in the ban order, which means Fireballs started off by banning Wario City, Eggs banned Daisy's Cruiser, Fireballs picked Bowser Jr. Playroom, Eggs picked Bowser's Castle, Fireballs banned Yoshi Park, and the Eggs banned DK Jungle, which I believe brings us to nighttime not DK Jungle, nighttime Mario Stadium. Got a lot of messages to scroll through. Yep, that looks to be right. Now, onto the other thing I have to scroll for. We have some interesting changes coming in for the Eggs. Almost everybody here is playing a new position. Same 9 players, but a lot of changes coming up, which came right after the Eggs lost to the Fireballs in the regular season. Both of these teams have played before. In Week 3, Eggs beat the Fireballs 9-6, and then in Week 5, Fireballs then beat the Eggs 24-8. So both these teams are 1-1 against each other. And on the other side, Fireballs rocking the same exact roster. And last 2 things I believe you have to do, casting booth, just me once again, and predictions. I'm going to go with the Fireballs. Once again, a little biased, but I think the roster change could mess up the Eggs, and I think the map bans actually went in the favor of the Fireballs. That being said, we'll not know the results until we actually play the game, so let's get going. Fireballs picking the Bowser Jr. Playroom against the Monkeys and taking a pretty dominant win over them there. Hopefully it works out once again for the Fireballs. And the big changes coming through is we have Blue Critter now pitching instead of Red Critter. Season MVP getting moved to the catcher position. So games are a little late today because I was, game is a little late today because I am I was caught up in chores, so I am also getting settled in at my desk while the game is playing. We do start off the game with 2 outs from Firebro and Green Dry Bones, but Mario and Yellow Pianta pick up the slack and get first and second base. Airbud with RBI challenge now in with 2 outs on the board, and it is going to be the final out with Blue Noki catching it in the right outfield, new position for her. I had a double play, I hear. Looks like it. While I was getting a drink, Blue Pianta hits a double play after Blue Noki hits a decent one. I get Hammer Bro at the bat. Similar position to the Fireballs in the previous inning. One of the things you have to talk about is how similar these 2 teams are when it comes to, or at least they share a lot of similar players, both teams having a Pianta, both teams having one of the Bros, both teams having a Kamek. A point we've made plenty of times before in their previous games, so it will really come down to those few different players, as well as just pure strategizing where they were put. I'm thrown off by the new positions for Blue Chemic and Hammer Bro. For a second I wondered if I put them at the wrong spot, but no, that's just from the roster changes. Excuse me. It's going to be 2 outs to start once again, and that should be to Blue Pianta in the outfield again. Very quick game so far, no team scoring anything yet. We have Kamek v Kamek here. Kamek hits a crazy high one. That doesn't look off the wall, just in the corner, which means it will be an out. Now Critter's get a chance to shine, getting into that really strong part of the roster. And we do see that shine come through. Just a great one into the outfield. Yellow Pianta not fast enough to grab it. Going to be a solid single from Blue Critter. I have Red Critter, reigning MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Looking to show that here. And he's looking like he's going to try to get a home run. Buddy Jump should be there. It is. We see the map pick coming in clutch here for the Fireballs. Those high walls, large outfield forces weaker hits into the outfield, which means it is much more likely for the Buddy Jumps to come through. I have Funky Kong, final member of that award-winning trio. Best trio of the year. He's gonna hit a poor one. Maybe could have snuck it by Schnarvis, but he does get the dive. On the other hand, Red Magikoopa is gonna get tired, which means he is gonna have to come out. Not what you want to see for the Fireballs. Now we have Firebro, not Firebro, Red Magikoopa, Jesus Christ, up to bat as his turn now. And he hits a pretty poor one that should have gone straight to Hammer Bro, and he fumbles it. Now Firebro wants to get a home run. Buddy Jump. Oh, it's over? It's over? That's crazy. Firebro doing what Red Critter couldn't. Getting it over the wall and above the Buddy Jump. That really should have been in Blue Pianta's hands, but they just miss, it looks like. Do see the roster change should have came in clutch, moving that team synergy to the right outfield and as opposed to the left, but it still goes over. It isn't enough. Fireballs do take the lead off of that play from Firebro. Not to mention no outs on the board. 2 strikes though for Mario. And that goes to Blue Magikoopa for a double play. Just when I was saying there were no outs, Mario makes 2 of them right there. Blue Critter also getting his turn, being tired. He's going to stay in. Yellow Pianta is going to hit a really good one. Yellow Pianta's been shining the second half of the season. I think he's had some great plays. Star Pitch is going to come out for Blue Critter. Everybody is able to hit it, but with that Star Pitch, the hit is made a little worse, and it is right in Blue Magikoopa's range to get the final out the eggs need to go on the offense. Now we have Haru Aurora up to bat. He's going to hit a great one at the outfield. Not dirt this time, but it does not matter. Red Magikoopa looking like he's going to come out, yeah. Indeed, he does. We bring in Mario, of course, team captain. Only team captain on this roster, so he gets priority. And that brings Red Magikoopa into the shortstop position. And what you're now hoping for the Fireballs is that Mario doesn't get forced out too soon. Because that's when synergy probably starts getting broken up for the Fireballs roster. Even if the eggs don't score anything for a while, they've put enough pressure to get Red Magikarp off the mound. Can maybe do the same for the Fireballs. That being said, this is a very good beginning to the inning for... Ooh, just as I was trying to compliment them, that's a double play from Blue Noki, getting Harurara out on second, along with Red Magikarp, but just catching the ball straight up to get Blue Noki out. First and second base filled with no outs was looking good for the Eggs. Now with 2 outs, they're going to bring back first base and second base filled. And with Hammer Bro up, better hitter than Blue Noki. And that's a great hit in the outfield. Probably would have loaded up bases with some slower characters, but Yoshi, one of the fastest in the game, is able to take advantage of that great hit. Able to get all the way home and put the game in a 1-run difference. Mario keeping his eye on the plates for any steals. He's going to bring out a star pitch up against Blue Magikarp. Going to bring out more. Blue Kamek is able to hit it, but no doubt that its speed makes that hit a little bit weaker, which allows Firebro to grab it. It's going to just be the 1 for the Eggs. And now their own pitcher change is coming out, bringing in Yoshi. That should put Blue Critter on first. Not a bad position for a big man like him. Green Shy Guy almost making it to first, but Hammer Bro was able to get there just in time. He's going to put the Fireballs up against the fence in the top of the 4th with 2 outs on the board and no bases filled. And that is going straight to Hammer Bro for 3 straight outs. Very low scoring game so far. We've seen plenty of those on Bowser Jr.'s Playroom before. And the Eggs now looking for their chance to close the gap, maybe even take the lead here. Does have to work through that star pitch from Mario, forced to get a strike there. You get 2 strikes as well, and that goes very deep and high. Buddy Jump is there. Probably would have just made it out, if not off the wall, which would have made it fair. But this time, the team synergy is there for the Buddy Jump. Now it's Red Critter, MVP. Can he get the same hit that Blue Critter did? Just a little bit higher. He goes for it. Is that just out? Oh, that's just a foul. That was so close. A great try from Red Critter. But he's going to just settle for a hit into the outfield. Very slow. And right in Yellow Pianta's range as well. Funky Kong's gonna hit a good one. Looking like the only member of that trio to look alive at this inning at least. Harurara up. She's out on first. Funky Kong can make it to second, but it doesn't matter as they're only needed to be 1 out to end that inning. Eggs with their 3rd 0-run inning. Although the game is still incredibly close. Red Magikarp hitting a crazy high one. Is that going to be out of here? No synergy on that end of the field. That's a home run from Red Magikarp. Not the person you'd expect that from. Not the stadium you'd expect it on. This time you also see the synergy working against, or the roster change work against the Eggs. Synergy getting moved to the right outfield means there's no Buddy Jump there on the left. Unfortunately, no pink players on this roster for Harurara to have synergy with, and no blue Miis for Blue Pianto to work with. Well, there's an unfortunate scenario here. Green Dry Bones attempting a bunt while standing on his tippy toes. Interesting decision. He does hit that bunt. That should be an out on first. Yeah, Funky Kong is able to get there quick, not to mention to throw it incredibly fast. Got a good arm on him. Firebro is able to get to second base off of that bunt, but will it be worth it? It does not look like here. And it is a double play! That's an incredibly fast throw. Despite Fireball being so close. Firebro, sorry, being so close. It's just going to be the one home run from Red Kamek. Does extend the lead, but not by much. We are at the halfway point, and there's only been 4 runs scored so far. Firebro can get that one hit from Yoshi. And Bunoki hits another one to the infield defense from the Fireballs. The Bros and Kameks at those infield positions, second and shortstop, sorry. Incredibly devastating. Just too short for any outs. 2 outs already on the board. With first and second base filled, it's a good position for Blue Kamek. Is forced into a strike from the Mario Star pitch, but Blue Kamek just goes for a regular hit on his next attempt, and Firebro's on it. Yell Pianta charges incredibly early, and that time goes for one of the weakest slaps you've probably ever seen. Gonna be an easy out there. Airbud trying to do something a little better. Airbud able to get a single. You know, he messes up the throw a bit, but doesn't really make a difference. Yeltoad almost sending it to the exact same position that Airbud did. See if Green Shy Guy can keep up this single rally. Should be Taharu in the outfield. No, she just misses it. This loads up the bases for the Fireballs. This was Schnorbus up the bat. No synergy with the current players. Just gonna be after a raw hit from him, and that's just fails to get it by Hammer Bro. And with the bases filled, that's an easy double play for the X to secure. Gonna be another 0-run inning. Many we've seen this game. Game still incredibly close, but time is running out for the Eggs to close the gap. And unfortunately, that hit is not good enough from Blue Critter. The El Pianta doesn't even need the buddy jump to snag that one. And this time, Red Critter is also going to hit it to the outfield. Funky Kong has to hit something here if he wants to keep the inning going. Home run could do it. Buddy jump is not fast enough. We are going to get that home run from Funky Kong. The rest of his team might be slacking, but Funky Kong is always awake, it seems. Outfield not fast enough to catch that one, which is going to put the Eggs 1 run away from tying up the game. Harurara tries to make it happen, but just fails to get it by the third baseman. Green Shy Guy can jump up and grab that. It's going to be 3-2 as we head into the 7th. Last third of the game. Red Kamek does not get a home run this time, but a single is a single. I get to reuse some of my favorite lines, or my go-to lines, because it is a new game. Off the wall, and fast enough to prevent the not double play, a buddy jump, but it will just be a single for Fire Bro. On the other hand, double for Red Magikoopa, which gets them to third from first, and then with this hit from Green Dry Bones, brings Red Magikoopa home. The lead is once again by 2. I have another captain face-off. Blue Magikoopa jumps very early, but still gets it, and Hammer Bro is on it when getting to second. Easy double play there. Yellow Magikoopa sends it high, wants a 2-run home run here. Might be the second of the game for him, I believe. That's not, if he didn't have a home run before, he had a great play, and he has a home run now. 2-run home run. Nobody jumped there for the Eggs, which gives a pretty sizable lead now. The game is low scoring as this. 4 is looking a bit devastating. 5-run difference if Airbud can get a home run. It is just at the top. Airbud showing why he is a nomination for Best Me of the Year. Yoshi has to come out now. He's so tired, which means Magikoopa now has to come in the pitch. Not a terrible position for the Eggs. Yoshi is not a bad in that infield defense, and Blue Magikoopa is good at the mound. But it does break up a little bit of synergy there that improves that fielding. Despite 2 outs on the board, Fireballs continue to play. Green Shy Guy now has to hit here. 2 strikes, 2 outs. He does hit. Sneaks it by Funky Kong. That's a single for him. Misplay from Funky Kong. His first game at third base. There is the final out. Finally, for the Eggs roster, letting 4 through in the top of the 7th. Things are not looking good for the Eggs. That being said, there are still amazing players on this roster who are definitely capable of a comeback, especially one as small as 5 runs. It's not going to start with that hit from Yoshi. Green Shy Guy getting some steps in today at third base. That's Blue Noki out as well. The Eggs struggling so hard to find anywhere to put this ball. Sending it to the outfield, the defenders there are grabbing it, hitting infield. We see the devastating infield from the Fireballs come to work. Blue Pianta finding a gap in the defense. Very far in the left outfield between the 2 defenders there. Hammer Bro also going for a home run. Looking like it's going to be a little short. Item usage just too late. Yellow Pianta still is able to grab that, which means it's the final out the Eggs need to give up the bottom of the 7th. This game is looking like it should be the Fireballs, momentum in their favor. Not to mention the time in their favor, not many innings left. And with Red Magikoopa and Fire Bro hitting some good ones here. Singles from both of them sets up Green Dry Bones very well. That should just go to Haru Urara. He does get the catch. No one gets off of their bases previously. Mario hits a high one into the right outfield. This looks like a home run. It is! Mario sneaks it in, just missing a foul. Which means it's a 3-run home run. This lead is looking incredibly large now for the Fireballs. Looking to be 10-2 with Blue Magikoopa now getting tired. Who the hell is coming in now? It's gonna be Funky Kong. I honestly don't hate Funky Kong here at the pitching mound. And Blue Magikoopa isn't terrible at third base. But this game is looking a little over. It might not even matter. Yoshi misses the grab! The eggs are absolutely asleep today. Star pitch from Funky Kong to try to make something work, and it does work out as a double play comes in for Hammer Bro. Definitely been a bright spot here for the eggs, at least on the defense. It's going to be an 8-run differential, though, that the eggs have to make up in just 2 innings. This has to be a great start from Blue Magikoopa. And the star pitch is going to be hard to look through, or hard to work through, sorry. And we see what could have been an easy out, messed up by Red Magikoopa. It is what you want to see from Blue Magikoopa. Not to mention getting Mario tired. The comeback's going to start anytime. It's going to start now. Buddy Jump should come through. No, they just let it go through. They think it's going to be off the wall. Which means Blue Critter is able to clip it on the edge of the outer wall, giving him a home run. It's a 2-run home run from Blue Critter. You need to see the Critters wake up if they want to make this comeback. That gap now closes to only 6. Looking much more doable. Mario comes into center field. That is, or Yell Pianta comes in from center field, sending Mario to center field. It is off the wall, not a home run. It could have been. There is still synergy between Yellow Toad and Mario, if there needs to be a buddy jump there, but we saw Yellow Toad was incredibly slow there, getting to what could have been a possible home run where a buddy jump was needed. But it does work out in the end. Red Critter goes home. He messes it up, it looks like. Yeah, he underestimates how fast the ball is going to get back to home, which means what should have been an easy run for Haru Rara to bring him home. It's instead going to be just Funky Kong first base. Yellow Toad is also going to be on that. That was a great hit from Haru, but a little too slow. Yellow Toad can get on that. Yoshi with a good hit. Nice slap down the center. It's going to be a single for him, bring Funky Kong to second. It's now going to have to be Blue Noki. With 2 outs on the board, has to do something here to try to get some more points for their team. That is a good hit combined with the item usage. Airbud could have been on that, but the Boo is used early enough to prevent it. That loads up the bases for Blue Pianta. We could be in Grand Slam territory, but instead, it's going to go to Red Magikoopa. Loaded bases going to waste. 2 runs is not bad there for the eggs, but they need more than that if they want to make this comeback. And Fireballs have 1 more inning left to try to extend this lead. This could be looking like the underdogs, the lower seed, taking the first map. We saw it yesterday with the Monkeys. Although that was only a 1 seed difference, 4th and 5th seed. This time it would be 4th seed taking a win against the 1st seed. Happened in the regular season, but still. This does look to be a pretty good defense here from the eggs. Don't want to let the fireballs get any chance of extending this lead. 2 easy outs. Red Magikoopa finally going to get on a base for his team. But you never know. This roster does have its better hitters coming through. Firebro copying the play from Magikoopa. See if Green Dry Bones does the same. He does indeed. Bases should have been loaded, but Red Magikoopa messes up. And that's going to be the final out. Red Magikoopa having their own fumble. Let's hope that does not come back to bite the Fire Bros. The Fireballs, sorry. Messing, fucking up everything on this team. Hammer Bro looking to get that home run. No synergy on that side of the field, but I think that ball was so high that Buddy Jump probably wouldn't have even reached. That is a good start here for the eggs. If a comeback is happening, it's going to be off of a play like that. No one else on the base to get more points, but... Oh, and that's the opposite of what we saw from Hammer Bro there. Now we do have the heavy hitters coming through though, now, for the eggs. If all 3 of these players here can do well, that should be 3 runs, which would be only a 2-run differential for the rest of the team to make up. Blue Critter is just going to get a single here, but not bad. Once again, we see the infield messing up there. This Blue Critter does make it back to second. Ball goes to third anyway, so looks like he would have been safe. Funky Kong now going for the home run. Is there not synergy between Mario and Toad? I might be fucking up here. Either way, the ball ends up being a home run. Whether there's a lack of synergy or it's just avoiding the jump, which gives 3 for the eggs, and it's only a 2-run differential now. You don't have those heavy hitters to close that gap now, but you do still have characters you could rely on. Characters like Blue Pianta or Hammer Bro, if you can get there in time. Haruvaru is going to get the first. Yoshi's been pretty solid. Not usually a great hitter, has had some decent singles. So what you're looking for here, not a play like that. In the end, it works out though. Yoshi's fast enough to get the first. Haruvaru also is able to get the second. Prevents a double play. With Blue Noki now up to bat, we see a rare Blue Noki home run. This gives the game 2. Oh, but this is a double play. That ends the game. It was looking incredibly winnable there for the eggs at the very end. But those beginning innings where nothing got on the board, that really came back to bite them. Fireballs take the first map 10-8. It is their map pick, but they are now going to put the eggs on their back heel. We also have a dual MVP once again coming through for, we've seen many of these this time, or this league. With Yellow Pianta and Firebro tying with 130. You do see also some other incredibly high numbers, 100 from Airbud, 110 from Red Magikoopa. Rest of the team sort of middling, not to mention the 0 from Schnorbus, but doesn't seem to matter here. On the other end with the eggs, we have a 120 from Funky Kong, incredibly awake. We also had Hammer Bro and Blue Critter with 90s, thanks to their home runs, their good attempts there, but rest of the team a little slacking. Or a little lacking. Also slacking. Not what the eggs want to see as the first seed, although their map pick is coming up now, next. We shall get that set up. Sit tight. In the meantime, where's OBS? There's OBS. Setting up next game. Norbis. Looking good. So I should check the synergies between Mario and the Toads. Just make sure, or check if I was right or wrong, I should say. Actually, yeah, I can just check in game. Yeah, Mario and Toad do not have synergy. Get this. Right in the left field. Yeah, this looks right. Now let's get the batting order. Should be the rosters all set up. I shall take a look over. You guys can see as well. This is looking all right. Check Discord once again. I am paranoid after yesterday. I'm gonna assume it's good. Nothing's jumping out to me. I'm gonna start the next game and get some other stuff done. Try to keep an eye on. Nothing major. Game is still my main focus, but a long day or a long series. Especially if the eggs get the win they need here. You see, Blue Milky does start off and out. Same with Blue Pianta. Walls are much shorter on this map, but outfield's still quite large. I just got a notification from Gumi saying they're jorking it to Vaporeon Fuga, just in case you wanted to know. Also, I have checked back on some of my past recordings. My typing does come up. I hope to fix that in the future, but for now, it is an unfortunate reality of my setup. That looks like home run from Firebro, yeah. Sneaks it into the end very slowly at the last moment. Nothing there would have made the... Doesn't look like the buddy jump was signaled in time, not to mention how far Blue Pianta had to run for that. That is going to give the Fireballs the lead, only by 1 though, thanks to the Yags also having a previous inning with 0 runs. Just looking out. Is that a fumble I hear? That does not sound good. Jesus Christ, I gotta pay attention more. I am so sorry, you guys. Hopefully this is not in the background for most of you. And you can pay attention and not rely on me for the... There's gonna be a catch from Blue Pianta in the outfield from the Pianta's hit, which will be the second out for the Fireballs this inning. Airbud gonna pick up the slack, get a great hit into the outfield. Will be a double for Mario, just a single for Airbud. With the Arbion challenge. Yeltoad's gonna get a hit. Just a single from everybody, but that single from a third baseman like Mario does, or to the man on third, Mario, will bring him home, going to give a 2-0 lead for the Fireballs here. I know we are very early into this second map, still plenty of time for the Eggs to take the lead, but you have to start wondering if the roster changes coming in from the Eggs are going to come back to bite them here. Also, I mean, this is... Fireballs did beat the previous lineup pretty handedly near the end of the season, but they also did lose to it near the middle of the season. There's definitely a chance it could have worked out here. Also, whoever plays, if the Fireballs advance to the finals, and if they advance to the finals, whoever they play against will probably be wanting to ban Bowser Jr. Playroom, because that has seemed to be a pretty strong map for the Fireballs. Not only showing a great defense there, weakening some of the offense from the teams they've played against, but they've also been able to hit some crazy home runs themselves. A little insane. Eggs do go top of the second, does not go their way, still 0 runs for them. Red Magikarp want to get another home run? No, it's just barely off the wall. Can't get a double off of that though. And the Firebro coming up the bat, got a home run on his very first time at bat. Now he's looking for another one, no synergy on that end of the field. Yeah, it just goes out of the park. Pretty cleanly, may I add. gonna be a 2-run home run this time for the Fireballs to extend the lead even more. 4-0. And Blue Critter's gonna get tired. Pitching change coming immediately. Bring in Yoshi. To be expected from this Eggs roster, as just like the Fireballs, only team captain character on this roster. And Green Drybones is going to hit a great one into the outfield. It's going to be a double for him. Mario up to bat now. Been some amazing plays here for the Fireballs in this inning. Not to mention that hit that sneaks by Blue Magikoopa combined with the item usage brings Green Drybones home. Mario getting a double himself. This is a huge rally for the Fireballs here. So only one out on the board. Yel Pianta doesn't want to add any more outs to that. Continues the rally with just a single. That brings Mario to third. Loads up the corners. Now Airbud hits a crazy one just into the corner of Bowser's Castle. Airbud can get to first very quickly. And Yel Pianta can get to third. Corner's still loaded thanks to that double. Yel Pianta was sprinting it. Yel Pianta a little hesitant between home and third, but once that ball hits the ground, gains the confidence to go there. Airbud gets another double. Corner's still loaded. 3 batters in a row. That is going to be the double play to end the inning, though. Fortunately from Green Shy Guy. But with 5 runs there, I don't think you can be too disappointed for the Fireballs. Especially if the Eggs keep up their low-scoring tendencies this game. Low scoring is definitely not how I would have described the Eggs during the regular season, but during the playoffs, their one match they played, in these first couple innings we've seen on the second map, Harurara almost gets a great one through the middle, but just a little too slow. Fireball can get that. Not able to sneak it through, which is going to be 2 outs now for the Eggs. Combined with the poor hit from Funky Kong, I believe. And that goes right to Yel Pianta. Yoshi basically aiming to give it to him, it seems. Another 0-run inning. Also going back a bit, I should say, Gumi will probably join us in a bit. That's why Gumi was messaging us. Like they're messaging whoever's watching this. Messaging me, I should say. Create a parasocial relationship in Mario fucking Baseball. I was typing to some people, hoping to see if anybody could join me, because not only is it a little boring casting alone, it is also a little hard on the voice, as you might be able to imagine, especially considering all these playoff games are in a row. Not in the same day, but the days they're being played are in a row, so still not ideal for keeping a voice alive. Green Drybones hits one attempt for a home run there, but it is going to fall short. Red Magikoopa is able to get home, but Firebro does have to stay on first due to the quirks of the AI here. Mario hits one right over Hammer Bro's head, which gets him the first and Firebro the second. And Yoshi's going to get tired in the bottom of the third. Not ideal for the Eggs roster. Yel Pianta, slightly different than the Mario play, but Mario is just safe on home. That was a good try from Blue Pianta, I believe, there. And just with that hit, Yoshi has to come off the mound, brings in Blue Magikoopa. Two comes in off of that. Two come in off of that hit from Yell Pianta, and one more could even come in with that hit from Airbud. Airbud stays on first himself, but Yell Pianta makes the dash to home. 11-0 in the bottom of the third, looking like a bit of a shutout right now. Maybe shutout is a little too early to call, but domination, that's for sure. Blue Magic with those extremely tired already. I should say he's tired extremely early. Fumbling a ton of words because that's what happens when you have to cast so much baseball with so little experience. I've had a whole regular season, but to compare to some other commentators, that is a little pitiful. Blue Noki not hitting a great one. That's going to be an out to start off the inning for the Eggs. Blue Pianta is able to get the first. That was a good hit from him. Notice he's quite slow, has to go for a hit into the outfield. And Hammer Bro, if that was a little slower, would have been a catch, but again, another smart play. Make sure it's a fast one, so he can prevent the out, first of all. Gets him to first, and then Blue Pianta all the way to third. Good hit here from Blue Magic Koopa. Should bring in Blue Pianta for the first run for the Eggs, and it does indeed. Should even be Hammer Bro to third. Smart to stay at home, or stay smart to not go to home. Also, you have someone joining call, I believe. It is Ophi, or Gumi, as some of you may know. Welcome to the call, Ophelia. You're free to stay muted and just hang out, or you can always chat with us as well. You see on the Fireball's end, you see their own Magic Koopa getting tired.
I was muted this whole time. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Is it just us?
It is just us for now.
Yeah, I'm doing great. It's just us. So I get to flirt with you.
Okay, we are being recorded though, so just FYI.
I do not care.
Playing it honest, I see.
Always. I was raised to be an honest girl.
That's good. That's good. Honesty is a good thing. It is one of the elements of harmony from My Little Pony.
Yes.
And I use My Little Pony's like a religion. It is my guide for life.
I have not watched My Little Pony ever since I moved out of my grandma's house when I was 3 years old.
I see. Well, if you need any updates on the lore, I can help you.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe I'll pass, you know.
I'll pass.
I appreciate
I found
the offer,
this. So what team is this? The Fireballs and the Eggs?
We have the J Eggs going up against the Sylvia Fireballs. Jay is Hagatum in our Discord chat.
Yeah, I know who Jay is.
Who?
You are. Can I say rape?
Well, you did just say it. I would recommend you don't say it anymore.
Again.
But,
you are doing that to Jay.
Maybe let's not imply that.
Okay, fine.
We do have a double play here, though.
You're no fun.
Well, I think there's also, even if it's not fun, I think there's value in using appropriate language.
You're so right. I'm supposed to be a newscaster, not a newscaster.
Commentator?
Sportscaster. Yeah.
Sportscaster,
Sports commentator.
Yeah. If you want a little bit of an update, this is our second map. We played J Eggs and Fireballs first played on Bowser Jr. Playroom, and the Fireballs took it, I believe, 10-8. See a buddy jump now coming here to prevent the home run. You see this game, Fireballs have started off with a pretty large lead. Although the eggs are starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Got 3 of their own, got their first runs on the board, and they got the fireballs to go their first inning with 0 runs themselves. So things are looking a bit up for the eggs. Still have half the game to go for them, so there's definitely a chance. But with a hit from Haruvara like that, it's not a good look, that's for sure.
So, what were these teams' regular season records?
Well, seed-wise, eggs were the number 1 seed, and the fireballs were the number 4 seed.
Holy, the number 4 seed.
If we're going
Destroying the number 1 seed is insane.
If we're going up again, if we're going scored line, if you want the exact scores, eggs were 8-2, while the fireballs were 6-4.
6-7.
6-7.
I do have to ask.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me finish this. Let me finish the gum. Are these games gonna be like regular baseball games, where the first round of the playoffs is like best 2 out of 3, the second round is best 3 out of 5, and then the finals is best 5 out of 7.
All of the playoffs are going to be best
Or
of
4 out
3,
of 7.
except for the grand finals, which will be best of 5.
Okay.
So a little similar, but not exactly.
Okay. At least it's more fair.
Yeah. Definitely have to show you're a consistent team. You can't just pull off one upset.
No, definitely. That's why I was asking, because a lot of teams in baseball, especially in games like these, they all of a sudden make a complete insane upset. Like, for example, to those of you who do know baseball, because I know Sylvia doesn't know baseball,
Sadly.
it's as if the Colorado Rockies would go up against the New York Yankees or the Los Angeles Dodgers and just completely sweep them 14-0 for one game. That doesn't mean you're a good team. It just means you were able to play well that day.
Yeah.
That's why in baseball, even during the regular seasons, when you go up against an opponent, it's 3 times.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's say my team are the Tampa Bay Rays, and they go against the Minnesota Twin Cities. So what football or basketball would do is just they would play that one game and then call it a day. But no, since baseball is a very unpredictable sport, which, by the way, it's what makes it fun for me. You never know what team's gonna pull off an upset. Since it's such an unpredictable sport, that's why those games would be best 2 out of 3.
I see.
Yeah.
It
did not make sense to you.
No, I get it, yeah. It's you play multiple games to check your consistency. You can't just pull up that one upset. You need to pull out multiple wins to show that you are a good team.
Exactly. Damn, good girl. You know your stuff.
I know,
I know you're blushing for that.
of doing like the wave your hand thing where it's like, oh, I'm so hot. Or like, not like sexy hot, but like blushing hot, that type. The blood is rushing, that kind of hot.
So I'm not sexy? Fuck.
No, I'm saying, I wasn't saying I was sexy, I was saying that I was flustered.
I'm sexy though.
You're incredibly sexy.
I mean, you're also sexy.
Thank you.
Anyways, we should stop flirting because this is gonna be on public record. I wanna I want
This
to be
is
a
going to be
Fox
in the middle of
newscaster
like
someday.
this is going to be in the middle of like a. I mean, it's actually we're only at an hour because the first game was so quick. But it is going to be in the middle of like an hour and a half long video, so maybe no one will even see it. It would be cool to see it though on a news network at some point. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Do you want to do like sports stuff specifically, or just news in general?
sports stuff.
Hell
I
yeah.
cannot give a shit about news because, like, if I were a newscaster, brother, I would be fired today. Not even kidding. Like, I'm not gonna go political in this newscast.
That's
We should make a podcast.
podcast would be fun.
We should make a podcast. You,
Just us two.
me, yeah, just us two, and then it's just us flirting, and then at the end it's just us making out.
You
It's
start
like
a
audible lip smacking.
podcast and it's just like softcore pornography.
Yeah, for real. It's just audio porn up, and then you can hear the lip smacking and everything.
That's crazy. We have seen this game has been pretty dominant in the favor of the Fireballs. We do see Eggs finally get a couple more on the board. I feel like it's important to get a little bit more here. And, it has been a pretty boring game this time. The Fireballs taking such a huge lead, but with the Eggs scoring so low, I think it's important to mention if a potential comeback is coming through. It's not look like it's going to be here. I do also, going back a bit to like consistency stuff, I'm a little bit familiar with that kind of system because Valorant does that where it's best 2 out of 3. I also know we kind of did something a little similar for our regular season where you played against the people in your group twice. And each people out of your group was only once. I think playing up against every opponent 3 times, or even just like 3 people 3 times would be a lot of games, maybe too many for a league like this. But for playoffs, everything's on the line here, so it's probably worth it to put some extra hours in. I do know, I was thinking like a little bit about trying to like come up with a name for our friend group, because I like right now this like series is just called like Mario Baseball like CPU League with Friends, and I feel like that's a little generic. I feel like we need a group name. I'm wondering if we should like revive the Freak Brothel.
Discordians.
What was that?
Discordians.
Discordians?
I don't want to revive the Freak Brothel, but like it's got some really, but like sure.
I was gonna. The idea was more so like we changed it a little bit, like we turned it into like the Freak Tavern or something.
Yeah, not brothel.
Yeah, I think a brothel would be a bit too
brothel.
much.
No, brothel is just like it gave me some trauma.
I see. Sorry for bringing it up.
It's fine. No.
I was thinking about like logo stuff. If I wanted to make a logo for the league, I think I would want to make it a turtle in reference to Cumpy as one of our first original characters in our friend group.
Cumpy. It was the first original character in the friend group.
Yeah. One of like the first Miis we added to Tomodachi Life that wasn't a person.
Yeah.
I think the second was Hatsune Miku as well. Did you watch the award show by any chance?
I could not catch it, no.
Oh, it's so good. It is on YouTube if you ever want to rewatch it. But
I was busy gooning.
I see.
I know keeping into Vaporeon and Glaceon recently.
Good to know. I did. I thought it was.
I find it curious how
I brought up your
almost.
Vaporeon message when you sent it to me earlier in the recording. So.
Oh man, I remember before. Actually no, not remember. No, I find it curious as to how Vaporeon is always portrayed as a really happy Pokemon, while Glaceon is more of a tsundere type of Pokemon.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think sometimes the term like cold is used for someone who's a bit like uh, emotionally distant, which I think is a little tsundere-like.
Mm.
And I think Vaporeon is. I mean, at least how I would go, I think like imagine someone who's like splashing in puddles or like swimming around to someone who's pretty happy. Like you associate
You're
like
so real.
like swimming with like summer, like good times, that kind of thing. That's just going off of vibes though. I imagine everyone has their own reasons for making their characters the way they do. We're getting very close to the end of the game here. Eggs need to start making a comeback if they want to stay in the game because
The eggs are desperate. The eggs need to make something.
Yeah, they need to get
Because
11 in a single inning. Because we
in
won't
normal
even be going
baseball
to the bottom of
terms,
the ninth.
I know this is a game, but it still heavily relates to baseball.
Yeah.
And right now, in normal baseball terms, when you're that, it's considered a good scenario when you're down like 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. I mean runs. When it gets to that fourth run, you're like, okay, we need to make something happen, but we're not in like panic mode or anything. But when you get to those 5 runs and beyond, that's when, at least in Major League Baseball, it's considered panic mode, and you have to start making actual good plays. And now, that's not to say that because you need a good defense, yes, but in times like these, you need the offense to work well. Like,
I
look
mean,
at the
offense
World
is what
Baseball
scores you
Classic.
points, right? Defense just
Obviously,
prevents the
yeah,
other team from getting points, but if you need to take a
exactly,
lead.
exactly.
Oh my
Look
god,
at
did 3 just get through? 2 there?
look at
Oh no.
look at the World Baseball Classic when in USA went against Venezuela. USA had the better defense, I will say, but since the USA offense never showed up, all they did was just a single home run. Actually, no, 2 home runs. That's all they did in those 9 innings. Venezuela, however, did show up, and even though they did have the not as great defense, they were still able to win against the USA.
They need to add buddy jumps to real life baseball.
To Major League
Throw
Baseball.
your outfield teammates up to prevent the home runs. That being said, fucking fireballs are murdering a corpse right now. There was a very small chance that the Eggs were going to get 11 runs in their last inning, but they're bringing it up to now needing 17 runs in 1 inning. You were saying before that like 4 is where you start to get a little worried. I imagine most teams would be freaking out or basically giving up by the time you're down 17 runs. Haru coming in. Can she close out this inning? Oh yeah, by the way, you were saying that you get done with college around the 20th of May?
Yes.
Do you... So for a potential next season, how many weeks would you say, like, exam, like, studying would take up? Like, do you need that whole like week before the end of the
No, not.
semester?
I'm not.
Or
I mean, yeah, the week before, but like, it's not like I'm gonna be hitting the books the whole weekend because right now my classes are so easy. I barely did any studying for history and for science and technology, and I got a 98 and 94 respectively. And then I
damn.
just did a teeny weeny bit of, I just read like one for sociology, and I got everything correct, including the bonus points.
Hell yeah.
So I don't think I need to do that much studying right now. So yeah.
On the other hand, though, uh, uh, Ophi with her great scores on her tests, we have the Fireballs pulling out a great score themselves, 22-5, taking
You're
down
so
the number
biased.
one season.
No, you're so biased. This is your fucking team.
I have been pretty biased with the casting. I've tried my best, but it is my team at the end of the day here.
Obviously.
I will say I'm excited to have my team be doing well, but on the other hand, I was going to get a trophy made for whoever won the league. Nothing like super fancy, but I'm worried if I win, it will be really embarrassing to buy a trophy for myself.
For yourself.
In the league
then just
I
don't
made.
buy yourself. And just don't buy yourself a trophy.
I'd like to make
Cause
it a
like no one,
tradition,
cause
though,
like
to
no
have
one
the
knows, cause
trophies.
like no one knows you're gonna make a trophy, right?
I mean, you don't know, and the recording, but
I mean,
I
yeah,
think-
but like still,
I think I'd still like to do it. So,
just like edit it out.
yeah, we'll do some censorship behind the scenes. I think I would probably do it just so if we do another season, then it'd be cool to like maybe in the future get a picture with everyone holding their trophies for whoever won.
Yeah,
there's
and
also
then just
the-
like the.
I was gonna say there was a chance I don't even run a team in future seasons just because I don't want to worry about bias stuff. But at the same time, I do enjoy running a team, so we will have to see.
I would say, since it's most likely gonna be around, summer or something like that, you should probably ask who's available to be a newscaster. Not a newscaster, but like, and then whenever your team plays, you just don't talk. I mean, you just
I could do that.
don't
yeah.
go.
That would be. We could totally do that. Just, especially in the summer, it would be easier to find people. Definitely something to put on the list as a possibility. Not a bad idea at all. If you want to take a quick look at the box scores for each team, we see the Eggs, unfortunately, putting up a bit of a stinker here. Highest being 60 from Blue Magikoopa. Have a couple 50s as well, but unfortunately, that's not what's going to win you the game. On the other end, we have some insanely high, a 200 coming out from Firebro, 190 of it being from batting. We also have Airbud, Yellowtoad, and Yellow Pianto all hitting over 100. Also with 80s and 90s from Mario, Schnorbus, and Ren Magikoopa. Jesus Christ, Fireballs showed up today. Incredibly short recording session compared to yesterday. It is going to be a 2-0 for the Fireballs going into the grand finals. They are going to be the lower seed no matter what, so they are going to have to punch up once again, but as for now, they will get to celebrate with their victory. Thank you for showing
right
up,
now,
Gloomy.
Ooh.
What was
So
that?
right now, what are the standings of the playoffs?
So semifinals, we had the first round of the semifinals today between the Fireballs and Eggs, with the Fireballs just won. And then the Jewel Muscles, the second seed, are going up against the Daniel Monsters, the third seed, tomorrow.
Okay.
So
Can we do soccer next time?
we could look into that. There is a Mario soccer game. Who else just joined here? Is that Jay? How's it going?
Holy shit, it's Jay.
I have some bad news, unfortunately.
You got fucking destroyed. You got bent over on all fours.
You are. We can't hear you. Just if you're trying to speak. If not, that's all good.
Yeah, I could see.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is our second map, and first one also went against the Eggs, so out of the playoffs, unfortunately.
You wanna know how to say eggs in Spanish?
Sure.
It's huevo.
Weibo?
Huevo. With a V. Huevo.
Weibo?
With a V.
V.
Instead of huevo. Huevo.
Weibo. Okay,
Good.
sorry.
There you go. Huevo.
My bad. Well, yeah, keep a lookout tomorrow for our game between the Muscles and the Monsters. As for now, it will be the Fireballs moving on with the Eggs leaving this season. Thank you so much for participating, Jay, in this season, as well as everybody on the Eggs for putting up one hell of a season, being our regular season champs. But that's gonna end it for today's recording. Today's series.
Yay.
See you all in the future. Goodbye.
Bye.